All right. Boogie Shine.
What's going on? What's going on?
What is up, brother? How's it going, man?
Shit, man. Staying out of trouble, man. You already know.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming down, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
So this is the Prison Experience podcast.
Okay.
So first thing I want to ask you, where did you grow up?
Originally from New York, the Bronx. BX all day, you already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you you grew up there and everything?
I moved, I was born there, moved, and then I went to Union City, New Jersey, and then I was just there for the rest of the whole thing.
Okay. So when you were growing up, did you have like your mom and dad in your life, or
Mom, brother, step pops. It is what it is, but it had a good household.
You had a good family growing up and stuff?
Yeah, everything was legit. Everything was on the money.
Okay, cool, man. So let's fast forward a little bit, right? When you got arrested, right? First time that you came to the jail that I worked at.
That was 2016.
Yeah. So now we've talked about it before, but we never really went through all the details. So can you just start from the beginning, middle, end?
Yeah, just
tell the whole
whatever
story.
You want to know, just ask and I'm with it.
Okay, so how did it all start?
I went out to the bar, had a couple drinks, whatever. Went outside, go smoke, and then 3 dudes approached me, and then it was like, "We're gonna do this shit again," and then I was like, "Nah," and I just poked one of them.
Wait, slow down.
But before all this, though, hold on, let me get to the beginning.
Yeah.
When I first moved out here in 2016, I was walking in my alleyway and I got jumped.
Okay.
And I got jumped and whatever not. And then like a week later, this is when all happened. Like I went down to the bar, had a couple drinks, went outside, smoked. To make long story short, the 3 men I guess that jumped me, I was walking off and they was like, "Oh, we gonna do this shit again." So I turned around and I told them I fight all of them. I don't really care, but you're not gonna jump me. So I pulled out a knife. I told them, I gave them fair warning though. I was like, "Listen, stop moving your hands in your pocket because I'm going to poke you." He thought I was playing midget this, midget that, blah, 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 you fucking nigga, blah, 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 blah. And so I gave him third fair warning and he moved his hands. And that's when I just reacted and I stabbed him. I poked him like 2 times. But they said the paperwork said like 7 times.
So why were they trying to jump you in the first place?
I don't even know. I guess because, I'm a little person. So they thought I was going to be one of them good targets. I'm not the one.
So they were calling you like a midget and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And trying to fuck with you.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant. But like I told him, I gave him fair warning. So I think I was.
And then you just started stabbing them?
Nah, I poked one of them. His boys ran. Once you poke one, they all gonna run.
I met the one dude. There was 3 white dudes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember meeting the one dude and he showed me where he got stabbed. It was right in the stomach, right?
Yeah, they said I removed like a piece of his liver and his like stomach or something.
Right. Yeah, right. So, because he got arrested too. And I don't know if it was for that incident or for something else, but I remember talking to him in jail. He was telling me the story and he was like, "Yeah, we tried to jump him. I didn't know, It turns out he was a real gangster."
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I really do this. Like,
yeah.
Y'all ain't gonna play with me.
So you stabbed the one guy and the other 2 just take off.
Took off like rockets.
Okay.
Gone.
And after you stabbed the dude, what happened?
I had a white rag in my pocket, took it out, wiped it down, threw the thing down the sewer, put the knife in my pocket and walked off.
You threw the
yeah, I'm
on the
keeping it 100,
yeah. Okay.
And
you started walking.
I started walking off. He started walking the other way. I started walking up to my way.
Was he yelling or anything, or?
Nah. The funny part is right here, like everybody from the bar came outside, sweared that they seen everything what happened. And whatever they started. When I got arrested, I had like 15, 16 statements.
Of all these different witnesses.
All these different witnesses that were not even outside.
Okay. So, and they were all from the bar.
Yeah, I guess they just knew, you know what I'm saying?
So everybody snitched on you and said
it's so good though. Like,
right.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
So after you stabbed him, he just walked off.
Yeah.
And you walked off as well. Right.
By the time I took like 20 steps, man, this thing was flooded with red and blues out here.
Oh, really?
Flooded.
Okay.
Flooded. I'm talking about flooded.
Gotcha. Now, did they start fighting you at all, or did you just said back up? They didn't back up.
Yeah, you know, but I gave him fair warning though.
Right.
I warned you 3 times.
Yeah.
I warned you 3 times. Just stop moving your hands. Stop moving your hands. Stop moving your hands. You moved your hands, and I reacted.
And you said, "Fuck this," and then got him.
I reacted because it could have been me or him.
Right.
Nah, so I'm gonna do me.
Were they like walking towards you?
Oh, once I poked them, like
Gotcha.
I just walked off.
Okay, so you're walking off, you make it about 20 steps, and next thing you know, you got cops everywhere.
Everywhere. I'm talking about, they came out of left field, everywhere.
Guns drawn, or did they just come running up on you?
Nah, one of them had like the guns, but
had them out.
Yeah, but it's that's protocols.
Yeah. So you just put your hands up.
Yeah, I stood there and they were like, "Yo, don't move." Blah, blah, blah. What's up? Listen, I was defending myself.
Right. And then they put you in handcuffs?
It took them a while though because there was like following like the blood specks and this, that, and the third. The crime scene people came out and all this other shit.
Okay, so they're trying to get all the information,
like all types of crazy stuff, and
you're just sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
And your thing is you defended yourself. Right.
I'm cool. Like whatever, They
already tried to jump you once in your alley, and now this. So you're like, look, I'm just trying to,
Yeah, just defend myself, and it's me or them. I'm gonna do for me.
Right.
At the end of the day,
So after they did their little investigation, they determined that you were the one at fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
I'm a real dude. Because he was like, "Yo, you stabbed him," and I was like, "Yeah, they tried to jump me."
Right.
I'm defending myself.
Right.
I have all the rights to defend myself. And the cop was like, "Oh, you trying to be a smart ass?" No, it's the law. Somebody going at you, you got all rights to go at them as well. Because you're defending yourself. You're not just going to sit there and let somebody just smack the shit out of you.
Especially when there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
So, and they didn't want to hear it though?
Nah, it was all good though. It's all right.
Okay. So then they bring you to jail.
I went to the magistrate.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess like the little holding cells they have down there or whatever. And I went to the magistrate the next day. He was like, "Oh, you're a menace to society, blah, 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 whatever. And he gave me my bail. He said, your bail was $300. Where I come from, $300 is $300. So me being a smart ass, I was like, "Oh, yeah, I got that in my wallet. I'm about to post bail right now." He's like, "Oh, you got $300,000? I looked at him like he was stupid or something. Well, it is what it is.
So what were your charges?
Criminal attempted homicide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Attempted homicide. Right.
Yeah.
So you tried to kill them is what they were saying.
Yeah, like I guess they were just waiting for the man to like go or something because.
Did they ask you if you tried to kill them?
Nah, I just told them I was defending myself.
Okay.
Yeah, defending myself all day.
And they said nope. He tried to kill them.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So now did you have to deal with a lot of that? I mean, just to go into that real quick. Because of your height or whatever, was there a lot of people that would start shit like that?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, growing up and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I had to is either man up or be a fucking punk.
Especially in the Bronx too, it's a tough place, so you have to really let people know that you're not playing and to back off, right?
Yeah, but I was more like raised in Jersey though.
Okay,
in Union City and all that 39th Street projects.
Okay,
so we was always together, you know what I'm saying, doing our thing.
Okay.
It's either man up or be that clown dude.
Yeah.
So.
And you manned up.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, man. All right. So because of the severity of your charges, because you got charged with a criminal attempted homicide, right?
Yeah, man.
When you first came in to jail, the first place you went to was the maximum security block, right?
Yeah, after I came out of whatever, I don't know, it's weird over here because when they first put me there, it was like I was by myself in a cell for 7 days.
Oh, locked in a cell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when
doctors clearance or whatever, suicidal shit.
Right. Well, when guys first come into jail initially, they're going to put them into a classification area where they're going to make sure they don't have TB. They go through all their, like you're saying, their medical stuff. If you're detoxing, they make you sit in a cell for a little bit, and then and they're trying to figure out what block you're going to go to. And that's what so you sat there for a good 7 days locked in a street. And they don't let, you don't go to rec. for those 7 days. So
you don't do nothing. Just take a shower, use the phone real quick, and get back in your cell. You eat there. You everything from that cell.
now, when you first came in, were you getting any type of disrespect or respect from the guards when you first got there?
Well, to them, I was like a joke to them because they're like, "Oh, there's a little dude in here. Oh, how we gonna handle him? The same way you handle a regular inmate, bro."
Right.
So, and they thought I was like a little, like I'm scared or whatever. Nah, I wasn't scared. I'm gonna give you your respect, but you can give me my respect.
Right.
But you're not gonna clown me.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I was always about. Yo, you ain't gonna clown me.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I got mine.
Yeah. So okay, so after those 7 days, your first block is the maximum security block in the jail, and that's it's a pretty hardcore block. I mean, there's some real right. I mean, there's some real gangbangers in there.
I was thinking something way out of proportion, or maybe I was overthinking shit. But to me, a maximum security block should be locked down 24/1. I walked down there, everybody playing cards on the phone, making food, doing this, watching TV. So to me, I was like, oh, all right, this is a sweet block. But it was a maximum security block. Yeah, there was people that they did their thing, but at the end of the day, you stay in your place and I stay in mine.
Okay, so you walk in there and nobody's fucking with you or nothing like that?
Now it was kind of weird because people was like, oh shit, like, yo, there's a little dude in here, like, yo, oh, like, and people was looking, staring. Some inmates, like, I'm Hispanic, so the Hispanic people stay with the Hispanics, the blacks stay with the black, Muslims with Muslims. That's in all types of jails, anywhere you go. So, you know, they respected me because I was Hispanic, and then like a Hispanic brother was helping me, you know, bring my stuff up to my cell and shit like that. And I appreciated it, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I am human, and the people are human too.
Okay. So they had an initial reaction like, there's a little person coming in here, right?
Yeah.
But then, and then they not long after that, recognized that, the Spanish dudes came through, helped you out, helped carry your stuff and shit. And then it was just normal. Nothing was.
I stayed to myself for a couple days, you know, observing everything, you know. And it was all right, you know, like I always stood to myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I was always by myself. I chit-chatting, you know, whatever, then go play cards. But I'm mostly to myself because at the end of the day, you go in there by yourself, you come out by yourself.
Okay. So, how was the food when you first get there?
I didn't eat.
At all?
Nah.
So you just kept passing the tray back or
give it to somebody or whatever.
And then, so what did you do then? You were in there for 2.5 years. You had to eventually.
Oh, yeah, then, you know, like, little by little, I made my commissary, you know.
Okay, so you waited until you can order commissary from the... Okay.
Like, I ate, like, if it was boiled eggs, I saved the eggs, eat the boiled eggs, but all that other extra shit, nah, I ain't with it.
Right,
Oh, man. And then the juice, that's disgusting.
So you had money on your books to be able to buy that stuff when you first got there?
Yeah, but I didn't know how to use the phone, and I really didn't trust nobody to do it for me, so... Like one of the Spanish dudes was like, yo, listen, I'll help you. Don't worry about it. Write down what you want, and then I'll place an order for you. And then I was like, yeah, but I'm going to have to give you my PIN number. And I was like, I ain't with all that. He was like, nah, once you're done, I'll place in the order. You put the rest in yourself. And then I gave him the benefit of the doubt. We did it like that. You know, and I bought him like a couple soups and whatever for helping. You know,
and he didn't do you dirty.
Nah, you know, he was all right, and then we got cool. You know what I'm saying? We just kicked in. I was there for a minute, and then a couple fights, lockdowns, whatever, you know.
So there were a good amount of fights down there, right?
Oh, yeah, there was. Yeah.
There's probably a lot that happened that we don't even know about because it's in the cell and stuff, and they're pretty good at keeping it quiet.
Oh, see, like about that, I don't know. I'm just gonna talk about myself.
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, but I know that it gets pretty crazy down there.
Yeah, you know, but you gotta understand, it's a maximum security block. Niggas is not really giving a fuck. They about to do mad time. Right. You know what I mean? So you walking by with a grin ass face and you just smile at somebody, he might not be in a good mood. He might take it a different way and just tee off or something, you know what I mean? But Other than that, man, it was a quiet block. It was maintained, you know.
Well, and that's what a lot of people. If you keep to yourself when you go to jail, 99% chance you're good.
Yeah,
As long as you don't make yourself
untouchable.
Yeah, and you're walking around with your chest puffed, and you stand out like a, and people will react to that for sure.
Of course. Yeah.
So you don't have to be the biggest dude in there, and you could still be fine. You know,
could just be yourself.
Yeah,
and everything will be good. Now you're trying to be the big dog, you're gonna have big dog problems.
Right.
You know.
So you would play cards. Now, did you do anything else to pass the time? Or, I mean, back then there wasn't many privileges, especially down there. You had kind of just stuck on the block for the most part.
Yeah, we was always like, I never went to rec, never, because like I think if I go outside and see like light or whatever, it's gonna fuck me up. That was my own opinion and that was my own thoughts. You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't go to rec.
Okay.
And yeah, I was always like on the block chilling, you know, whatever.
All right. So you had family come visit and stuff, right?
Yeah, my mom's. Yeah,
okay.
My mom's. Yeah,
that's good.
All the time, man. All the time.
Never didn't miss much, or
not. Yeah. You know, you was a girl. You let her in. You know?
Yep. I met her. Yep.
You know, she'll come in her wheelchair, however she can come and make it, and I love her to death. You know, right now she gone. She passed September 29th. You know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. But yeah, man, she was always there. Picked up the phone, write letters, even if it was like 2 or 3 sentences, just for me to just get mail or whatever. But every visit she was there, contact visits. I love those.
Right.
Like that was the best times, like the contact visits, because at the end of the day, you can get to hug her. You know what I mean? Give her a hug, give her a kiss, embrace her.
Right. And they usually only did those once per month, right?
Something like that, or
every other month, maybe.
Yes, like every month or every other month.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so you're there for a little bit. You end up pleading guilty to whatever it ended up. What was it, like aggravated assault? Did they drop it down too?
They started dropping it down.
Yeah.
And
you take a plea deal basically.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like they really didn't have none, because when I started going to court, the officer that was supposed to come and present evidence, supposedly he deleted the video from the phone because there was 2 videos, and then the one from the beginning got deleted. Nobody knows how, but they just got from me poking the guy. So that's what they was trying to use. And my lawyer, shout out to my lawyer, Carrie Savage. Yeah, she was a beast. Yeah, she got that dropped off too. So they got me with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's still pretty good. It's a good one to have on the record. Oh, man. So now you ended up getting, what was it, 2.5 years, somewhere around there?
Yeah, like 2 to 4.
2 to 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So
but it's dragged, bro. It's dragged.
Yeah. Now you ended up, after you get sentenced, you're able to start working and you can get out of that maximum security block.
Yes.
So now, was your first job in the recycling center?
No, actually, my first job in the jail was being a tail walker.
Oh, on the block.
Yeah, because the officer on duty asked me. He was like, "Listen, the commissioner from the jail or whatever said that we're willing to give you a job, but we want to see if you can see through the slots of the windows." And I was like, "Yeah, I could do that, whatever." And they gave me the job, but I'm not nosy, so I'm just doing my thing every 30 minutes. Whatever, as long as I don't hear no I'm good, whatever.
So for the people listening, a tier walker is basically you walk through the block every 30 minutes. And what you're doing is you're making sure none of the other inmates are basically trying to kill. So you're just checking the cells. If nobody's having an issue, you just keep it moving.
Yeah.
And you get $3 per day. Right.
Yeah, $3 per day.
Right. So you get a nice check for $90 at the end of the month. Yeah. And all you got to do is walk around every 30 minutes.
Every 30 minutes, just walk around. We're doing their job.
Right.
Doing their job.
Yeah, because the guards are supposed to be doing that.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
But it benefits us, and it benefits us in a way that it helps us with our families, not to always keep dishing out money.
Yeah.
Because $40, $50 here every 2 weeks, every week, that adds up.
Yeah.
Trust and believe. I spent on that phone the whole 10 bands on there.
Well, and I liked having tier walkers because I would do rounds every 30 minutes, but they would do them in between And it was good because sometimes some of the inmates, they may not feel comfortable talking to me about an issue they might be having, but they'll maybe open up to one of the inmates because it's like they're living together. They understand they might be going, through it. So I would try to get tier walkers that were, more empathetic to the inmates that might be having some sort of a mental crisis or issue. You know what I'm saying? And you see, you're good with that. I mean, I'm sure maybe not in the max block.
Yeah, like
nobody wants to have a counseling session down there, maybe, but
everybody got their own thing going on.
I got you. Yeah. All right. So after you worked as a tier walker, you then is that when you went to the recycling center? Or?
Nah, my second job was dishing out the trays to all the units.
Oh, that's right. You're right. So you were delivering trays.
Yeah. So it was like $3 and then like another $4. Mm-hmm. So I'm already banking in there, so I'm good.
So you got promoted to the kitchen, basically.
Yeah,
right?
like I'm still downstairs. I'm feeding Max block. I'm feeding the block I was on.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the red and whites. Not I was feeding the red and whites.
Over in the Max Delta block.
All downstairs.
Where they're locked in 23 and 1.
23 and 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
I didn't know you worked over there.
Yeah.
So that's right where the hole is, and guys that are like in solitary confinement, guys that are I guess you can consider them supermax, where their charges are so severe, or their mental health is so severe that they don't know what to do with them, so they're locked in a cell as well, 23 and 1, and then really that 1 hour they just go to another cage outside, so it's not like it's much better.
Something like that, because once I just give out the trays. We collect them, blah, blah, blah. We put it back in the hallway, and I got to go back into mine.
Mm-hmm.
But my door was always open because I was a tier walker.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got that job, they put me with this old dude that he like burned his brother or some shit. And I was like, yo, this nigga about to like do some crazy shit. Like, and he was a Spanish dude.
I remember that guy. Yeah.
And
I think it was an insurance thing.
Yeah, some shit like that.
He had his brother burn, if I have this correct, burned his house down, and the insurance went, for the insurance, but the brother ended up dying.
Yeah, and they put me in the cell with him.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, like, I don't know if he's like loony or whatever, but he was a good dude.
Right. He is a good dude. I know. He
was a good dude.
Very, very good dude.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, besides what happened, yeah.
Yeah, but like, remember, that's my first time going into that cell, so I gotta be like, damn, I'm a little dude. He a little taller than me, but I don't know what he thinking. He don't know what I'm thinking. I might say something wrong or might trigger him. You know what I mean?
He's probably thinking, yo, this dude stabbed what? How many people?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You're thinking, what did he do? He's thinking, yo, how many people did he stab? Like, what the hell? This is my cellie? What's he gonna do to me when I'm sleeping? Yeah, So
but it ended up, he was a real good dude.
Yeah. Very good dude. Good worker.
Yes, very hard worker. If I didn't feel good, he'll do everything by himself.
So, and you're in the block with a bunch of guys that the one you're living on is the mental health one, where the guys down there, for the most part, have such severe mental health issues that they can't come out of their cells.
Like to go to the shower, they had to be handcuffed and shit. And it's kind of fucked up because like some of them were like can't even reach behind their backs. You know what I'm saying? Because they were so big.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then they'll like force them. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like it's just you just gotta just be for yourself. Like you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, right. I mean, you can't change how messed up it is.
Yeah, that's the way they run their shit. That's the way they run their shit. You just gotta be right on when they on their shit.
Right. Okay.
And it was funny though. I'm gonna bring this up real quick because when I first got to the Max block, a toner, I was in one of the cells, and it said fuck a toner all over the place on some high shit, like on the windowsills and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he walked into my cell because he was doing like a random check. He's like, nah, I want his cell. So I was like, all right, whatever. He came in, he was like, yo, you know me? I'm like, no. He's like, you must sure know me because you got my name all over your wall. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't even know who are you. I just know you're a white shirt, so I know I'm going to give you the respect that you deserve. And he was like, yeah, now you saying fuck me, fuck this, da-da-da-da on the wall. How about if I fucking put you in the hole? I said, you could do whatever the fuck you want. Now I'm getting disrespectful. You could do whatever the fuck you want, but I don't fucking know you. And first of all, I can't even reach up there. Don't you see my fucking height? That's when he was like, oh, yeah. Like, he toned it down real quick.
Yeah.
Like, John, don't try to play me, my man.
Yeah, some of the officers there, you gotta are a little unique. You gotta sometimes put them, I'm sure you had to put them in their place a couple of times like that, right?
I'm not even gonna front. I'm not even gonna front. Mifka. There's good dudes.
Yeah.
That they do their job by the book. It's cool. And then you got these fucking weirdo niggas though that they just fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I seen shit, I heard shit. You know what I mean? But we here for something else, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's some good guys down there too.
Yeah.
For sure. A lot of good guys.
Nah, there is though.
It's a mix of a whole different type of bunch of different people down there.
Yeah, everybody got their own little different experiences. So
yeah. All right. So after you're working down in Delta, the whole solitary confinement, living in that, any crazy stories from down there or anything that sticks out?
Oh man, there was this one dude that when I was living right next door to him.
Yeah.
He's like fucking with the police, trying to grab the police and shit.
They'd be trying to
yeah,
they'll throw shit at you.
Yeah, like the one dude tried to play me while I closed the wick in his hand. Like,
he tried to throw it at you?
Yeah, and I just closed the fucking wick in his hand.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here, nigga.
Right. The wick, there's a little, for anybody listening, there's a little door in the cell and they'll stick their hands out and gotta close it on them sometimes.
Like I just slammed that shit.
Yeah.
You ain't throwing nothing on me, my man.
Right.
Fuck that.
It's nuts. Yeah. And sometimes you don't even know it's coming.
Yeah.
They'll throw piss, everything. All right. So after that, did you have another job after working down there?
I went to the recycling.
Okay. So when you went to the recycling center, that job is basically you leave the gym. Now you're going outside every day.
Yeah.
Right. Monday through Saturday. And
sometimes Saturdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hop on a bus with a bunch of other guys that are in there with you. Right. And you head over to the recycling center where you basically sort through garbage and stuff like that. Right.
Oh yeah, man.
All day
long, bro. That shit was just fucking disgusting.
Right.
But you got different food from the jail. And I didn't even go there for the food because I ain't even hardly eat the food. They always had like pizza and shit like that. I went there just to get out and get some fresh air and get my mind right. Because at the end of the day, 24/7, 7 days a week in that motherfucker, you get a little cuckoo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't trying to have that shit.
So how much were you getting paid when you were doing that? Is it $5 per day?
Yeah, $5 per day.
Okay, so now you're moving up. So you went from 3 to 4. Now you're at 5.
Yeah, so I'm making like $107 a month.
Right. Killing it now.
Yeah, I'm killing it now. I'm on the block.
Right. So
I'm doing it.
So you got to go down there. It's.
Bro, we leave it like they wake you up. First of all, I gotta wake up early because my mom's still giving out the trays.
Oh, you're doing that too.
Yeah, my mom's still the till worker and the block worker.
Damn. So you had a couple of jobs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm waking up at like 5:30 in the morning, waking them motherfuckers up, giving them their trays, fucking going up, doing what I gotta do in my cell, and fucking leave by like 6 to start over there at 7. So we over there smelling like shit for like an hour. Bro, it's fucking horrible. But I did it because I wanted to get out, like I said, ease my mind for fresh air. Because when we on the bus, we go open the windows. So now I'm looking out the window, different sceneries, you know what I mean? But after a while, you see the same scenery, but different people. And it's still good because you still see different action and motivations. So that's why I did it for, just to ease my mind at the end of the day.
Help pass the time, but it's a tough job. And and you do get, I know they would order pizza, hoagies while you were down there.
Yeah.
So it's a little different than obviously the jail food is not good. You didn't even eat it, right? You said.
Nah, bro.
So so funny story. So when everybody would come back from the recycling center, you know what I'm going to tell you already. So all the inmates that were at the recycling center were about 20 of them, let's say. 15 to 20, sometimes less, sometimes more. But my job was I had a strip search, right? All of you, right? Me and about 3 or 4 other guys.
Oh, man.
So I'd have to do, 3 or 4 that's how I started my shift. 3 o'clock I'd get there. And the first thing I had to do was go down to where you guys would come in, the laundry.
By the laundry room, right?
Yep. And all 20s would come in, and we'd be standing in that little room, and one after another.
That's just the honest, truthfully, I think that was a little too overboard because now you're in my privacy right now.
Every day.
Like you in my privacy every day. Like you lift my balls up, come on, my man. Like, no, we ain't doing this shit every day. But for you to go outside and get fresh air, new fresh air every day, you're going to deal with that bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and kind of a funny story for me. So just to be completely transparent and honest, you know, I had never actually met a little person. Not that, I mean, you're just a human being, but I never did. You know, that
was funny. You was just like, yo, just get dressed.
Yeah. First time I'm actually encountering, you know, and you're coming in and it's like, you came right to me and I'm going to strip search you now. And I'm just got to work. Didn't even drink coffee yet. My brain is trying to process what's happening. And it's like, it's happening, you know, like, and you know, you had to do it. And I said it real quick, like, yeah, just hurry up because my brain is going to explode. And, but after that, I met you. And because I didn't meet you before that at all. I didn't even say
that was our first
encounter. Yeah, you're coming in like, oh shit.
Smelling like fucking garbage and shit.
So smelling like garbage, right. So anyway, after that I ended up meeting you and I had heard from a lot of people that you were a real good dude and respectful and stuff. So we ended up getting along very, very well.
Listen, that's in the beginning, like everybody got their persona, you know what I'm saying? About me. Oh, he stabbed somebody. He's dangerous, this, that, and third. They was all trying to make this book without even opening the cover to the book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get to know me first before you judge me. And a lot of COs, you know what I'm saying, that was in the jail didn't do that. They was just like, nah, come on. Oh, nah, this, that, and third. I'm like, well, you don't even know me. Like, you know what I mean? You judging me for my charges. So now you're profiling me. Oh, well, you think you smart? No, I just know what I got to tell you.
You're saying they never got around that. The whole time you were there were guards, some of them.
Yeah. They didn't give a fuck.
Right.
They didn't do their fucking job.
Right.
You know? There was guards that fucking did shit, fucking went into my cell, searched myself for no fucking reason.
Right, dumped it.
Yeah. Just for me to be like, and they were mad because my cell was always clean.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not a dirty person. Like, my shit, I have folded clothes. I have my own cell.
Mm-hmm.
You know that.
Right.
13 was my number cell. Yeah, boy. Yeah. I number 13, man. I did a lot of motherfuckers. I did a lot of, you know.
Well, I wasn't like that, man. I tried to get to know each individual, you know, and there were a lot of guys like me that would take the time to understand each individual story, and it's tough. I mean, I'll be honest, it's a lot simpler to just say, fuck them, they're all this or that or scumbag, you know.
And like I said, like that's why I said there's good dudes that are COs, and then there's them fucked up niggas.
Well, and there were inmates that said, they're all law enforcement, they're all the same, they're all assholes, they're all scumbags, fuck them, you know. So there was both of that, you know what I mean. So I saw inmates doing it, and I saw the officers. I wouldn't even call them officers, I'd say they're guards. There's a big difference, in my opinion, between you know. I feel like I was, you know, a law enforcement officer. There are guys there that are just guards, and you know, pretty much useless. All right. So when you were in the recycling center, I had a funny question I got to ask you. There were other inmates. I know this is why we had a strip. So the reason why we had a strip search, people coming in every single day, man, is because there were guys who would, it's called boofing. Okay. And what boofing means is they would wrap up contraband like tobacco, drugs, anything you can think of, really. They would wrap it up real tight with black tape, and they would shove it up their ass, right? and some of them would get, those things are called bullets, and they're, you know, usually about the size of a soda can, you know, and they're fitting 6, 7, 8 of them up there. You don't tell me the truth, because the recycling center is closed down now, so we don't have to worry about it. They don't even go down there anymore. So we can. It's a well-known thing that inmates do this. Like,
listen, you know me, I keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Yeah, niggas is weird, bro.
Yeah. They'll brag about how much they can shove up there.
Bro, listen, I was in a recycling, you know what I mean? And one of the dudes that were there with us, we was just telling him, like, he's like, yo, I'm gonna stick these batteries up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, that's just gonna go off as soon as you walk through the fucking door.
Oh, I remember that guy. Yeah, it did. It went off. He went through the metal detector. It went off.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like they shut down the whole block.
Just for batteries too.
Like, and the batteries didn't even work.
Oh my God.
The batteries didn't even work.
Yeah.
Like, and then you got the block locked down and
yep.
For like no fucking reason, they start searching everybody's cell.
Because they're thinking
that's one thing I hate. Like, don't come up in here for the dumb shit, running up in myself for some dumb shit that I didn't even got nothing to do with.
Yeah. Oh, I get that. I've done a lot of running in on cells, and I know that people didn't not like that, but at the same,
you gotta do your job.
Yeah, but be respectful.
Go to where you gotta go to. Don't fuck with everybody else's shit.
Oh, okay. Right.
Some officers will like that shit.
Right.
Like they'll go. Said you got a problem with 16.
Mm-hmm.
Why you got to do 17, 18, and fucking 12?
I agree with you. I agree.
Like now you doing other shit.
Yeah, when I would set up cell searches, because there were times, like you said, you have to. You get a tip that there's contraband, there's a weapon, there's drugs in this one cell. So, and then I'll look at, okay, what cells could potentially they could be holding it in. Like, let's say it's a blood guy, let's just say a gang member that's holding it.
Gang.
And he's affiliated with a couple other bloods that are in there. Well, I'm probably going to search their cells too, because they might be holding it for him. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But it has to, there should be a good reason to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Like, and they used to do that shit. Like, the ones that is fucked up, they fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to do it regardless, just to try to get to the top of the chain. But you just smelling like ass.
Yeah. Well, and so with the guys that were boofing contraband, they were making a ton of money too. You know, there's a lot to be made in there, because you figure you can make hundreds of dollars just by selling whatever it is they can bring in every day. So it's a pretty crazy world, man.
Yeah, now you right on that. Like, you know, you can make a lot of money.
Yeah, doing that.
But you just gotta know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, some guys were good at it. They'd be bragging, you know, I got 7 today. And then they'd have to run to the bathroom.
Yeah. Listen, I see some, like I said, bro.
Yeah.
I seen some crazy shit.
Right.
You know?
So, and that's why we had a strip search every day, because it was happening. Even with us doing that, it still would happen. But every now and then,
it's gonna get in regardless.
Yeah, I mean, if you're exactly,
it's gonna get in regardless.
Right.
You like it or not.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, a crook is gonna do what a crook is gonna do.
Yeah.
To survive.
Right.
So at the end of the day, not you, not him, not the white shirt is gonna stop me.
Yeah. Well,
I can do it. I'm gonna do it. No, I'm not talking about
I might be able to stop you. No. I was pretty good at no, but you're right though. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might hear about it afterwards, and it's like, damn, you know, but being able to prevent everything, it's impossible. It's jail, and the fact is that's the way it is, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it is, man.
All right. So after that, I remembered, so that was a hell of an experience, but you then get a good reputation in the jail. Everybody likes you, from at least most of all the good guys like you.
Yeah, I got along with, you know, I associated with a couple that are cool, you know what I'm saying? And I just kept my distance to the ones that are not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you talk to me, hey, what's up? It is what it is. I'm not gonna be rude. I'm not gonna be disrespectful. You're doing your job. At the end of the day, you're doing your job. But I'm still gonna want my space.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be all up in mine, like, nah, you ain't doing all that.
Right.
So my jail experiences, it was, if I talk to you, I talk to you. If I don't, I don't. Don't be mad. Because at the end of the day, I got a choice to talk to whoever the fuck I want to.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and you and me always got along in there, man.
Yeah, you cool, man. You're a real good dude, man.
Yeah, we would be having some long conversations in there and stuff. So you then get a job working where you're cleaning up the parks and things like that, basically, right?
Yeah, that was real.
That's the best job in the in the jail, right? So you get to go to only you and maybe 2 other guys.
Yeah.
And then an officer, and he's taking you to the different, parks.
I'm gonna call him Grandpa.
Grandpa, okay, yeah.
I don't want this. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're gonna call him Grandpa.
And he'd let you guys. You guys would have a lot of freedom. You'd be able to go around the park. It's nice out. You're cutting. What are you doing? Cutting grass, taking
cutting
garbage,
grass, picking up garbage. If they need something to get fixed, like McDay Park. We went up and did the horse ranch for I guess it was the state troopers.
Okay.
In the back.
Right.
By the Midday Park by the lake.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We did that.
No
that
shit.
Fence, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and
So you built the whole thing?
Built it.
Oh, okay.
Built it from scratch.
Damn.
We dig the holes out, mix the concrete, put the posters in, all that.
Okay. So it's more than just cleaning up. You're doing maintenance projects, painting.
Yeah. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'd rather do that than be in that jail.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got freedom.
Mm-hmm.
That's what counts. I got good, fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not breathing your air. I ain't got to be in a cell, somebody taking a shit or whatever not.
Right.
I can go to my own bathroom for these couple of hours that I'm outside.
Right. Yeah, so that's not bad. And then now, what do you get paid when you're working there every day?
I think it was like $5 as well.
Was it 5? I thought it was more. I thought it was like 8. Wasn't a pay increase for that?
No, that maintenance had like $8.
That one was only 5?
It was like probably like $5 or $6.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know what I mean?
So say about the same, but it didn't matter. The job itself is great.
Yeah.
You get extra food and stuff, and I know that they take care of those guys.
Yeah, we Grandpa took care of us.
It's tough to even get that job in there.
Yeah, you gotta get like clearance from like the warden.
Right.
It took me a minute though.
Yeah.
It took me a minute because of my charges, and then I guess they wanted to see how it really was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I respected that because as soon as I got my first job, I started writing to the judge to get me more jobs.
Yeah, because he had to sign off on it as well. Right.
On my charges.
Right.
And that's how I started becoming more up onto that job chain.
Right. So you ended up doing 2.5 years there. So when you got out, did you have to do probation or parole after that?
I was on house arrest.
House arrest? Okay.
Yeah, that didn't really work out that good.
No?
I told him though. As soon as I get up out of here, I'm gonna go smoke.
Okay.
I'm just keeping it real.
Right. Smoke weed. Right. Yeah.
I'm just about to go smoke.
Did you have to come back on any violations or anything or no?
I did come back on a violation.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
house
that.
arrest.
Oh. So what happened with that? I didn't know that.
I got out on the house arrest. I got home. I couldn't do I'm too grown to be calling another person to ask for permission to go to the store. Nah, I'm not doing all that. Excuse me. I'm not doing all that because at the end of the day, I'm a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass man. A grown man should have to ask another grown man to go to the store.
Well,
nah.
I mean, if you're on parole or house arrest, I get what you're saying though. From
the store was on the corner by my house.
I know. I can see 2 sides of it. Your side, it's like, this is ridiculous. I can go to the store. It's a block away. I'm not doing anything wrong. The other side of it is like, see what it is what it is with parole and probation. A lot of the times is it's tough to individualize.
No, they want to try to run your fucking life.
Well, yeah. Well, they treat everybody. It's all kind of, everybody's on the same page almost, where it's like, you're all on probation, you get treated the same, and a lot of the times, and there's no room for, hey, I'm just gonna run to this, or there's no room to just be able to go to the store because they know that you're just going to.
Nah, bro.
What am I missing here?
My mom was a sick lady.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I would have to run out real quick to go get her medicine. I gotta call you to go get my mom's medicine.
Well, but is he just gonna say yes or what?
He'll give me a hard time. Like, it's too late. This, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, my man, my mom needs this. I'm not going out there to bullshit.
Right.
But I'm calling you because my mom needs her medication because she needs her medication.
But once you were off house arrest, though.
Oh, it was over. I'm doing whatever
Then you can
I
do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Now did you violate for smoking weed
Yeah.
or okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I told him, no, this is gonna come hot. He's like, nah, we'll see you on Monday. And he's like, oh, the test will be back by like Tuesday. So they knocked on my door. Well, he knocked on my door on Tuesday morning. But I looked at the window and he was already there. So I already peeped the whole scenario, And he took me back. And I did like, a month?
oh, okay, just a month.
Yeah. And then
That's probably didn't even see you when you came back in there.
I went right back to the Max block and I got a job.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really worked the Max block too often.
I know you was always upstairs and by like Delta and all that.
Yeah, like general population.
Yeah. But I went back to the job and I did like a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got out and I started doing my parole.
Okay. So did you stop smoking weed after that?
No.
You kept smoking?
Yeah.
And they just kind of were like, all right, you're not.
See, like.
Okay, so they did look out for you, it sounds like.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
gotta
cool.
give them some credit.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're on house arrest, I get it. They don't want you're on house arrest, you know. It's an incarcerated, even parole is an incarcerated release. Like it's different than probation. It's a lot more strict than just regular probation.
See, I kept it real with mine. You know what I mean?
Well, then that's the best thing you can do. Yeah.
Like, I wasn't in there for drugs. So that's what they really most look for.
Mm-hmm.
People that constantly do drugs always get locked up for drugs.
Right.
I wasn't in there for that. I was in there for the attempted homicide.
Right. Right. They don't have many of those guys in the county probation. Good point. Yeah.
And like I never got like drug tested or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
okay, so then they were just like he's just gonna smoke weed. Fuck it. Gotcha. So they took care. They did some good. They're not so bad.
No, my parole went smooth. You know what I mean?
So not too bad. Though the house arrest was a little rough, having to ask to go to the store.
Dude,
after that,
it was ass. Like, yeah, dude, it was like straight ass.
Did you have to go? Okay, but when you violated, did you have to go back on house arrest, or were you just?
Oh no, I wasn't doing that.
Oh, because you just said I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
Gotcha.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
So they did you? They looked out for you. Did they help you get set up, or you already had a place to go to when you got out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did they do anything else to help you get set up, or do anything like that, or you just kind of?
Nah, man. After all that, I just started being on my own.
Gotcha.
You know?
And then eventually you're off probation and parole, and then you're just back to normal again.
Yeah, life, you know.
Smoking weed, going to work.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
But I gotta thank to my lady because if it wasn't for her, like I probably would have still been like a little fucked up.
Right. So she helped you out and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so I gotta give a little thanks to my lady.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, she didn't put her part in this.
So what kind of goals do you have for the future? What are your plans? I know you're working now.
Yeah, like right now, like even before I even moved to PA, I didn't even have a license or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I got my license. Like after all this what happened, I got my license. I got a car, my own car. You know what I mean?
Good.
I met my lady. And now I've been home for 4 years already. So I guess from like the experience, almost not seeing life again. Because my first offer when I got my arrangement, it was 89 to life.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
89 to life. And then it went to like 85 to life, 20. Nah, I'm not doing that. 5, 4. Until she came out with the 2 to 4.
Okay.
That's when I signed off on the papers and I got home because I already had 18 months in.
And then you had your lawyer helping you out and stuff.
Yeah, and I had 18 months in.
Right.
So when it came to all that, like I had to like it's either like strange. I could never see daylight again.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to like be on my P's and Q's.
So it gave you a different appreciation in a way.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like the prison system didn't do much for you, but it helped in spite of it because of how.
Nah, it did a lot.
It
did a lot, bro.
Well, what do you mean? In what way?
Like I only came down here with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was struggling. I was doing these jobs to send money out to her. You know what I mean? Stayed with a couple dollars in my books and shit like that. But at the end of the day, it opened my eyes to be like, yo, you could lose everything in a fucking jiffy.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like in spite of jail, because of jail, it helped you yourself. It wasn't like jail. you got there and
it just opened my mind.
Yourself. You're right.
It
right,
opened
right.
my mind.
Right,
like,
right.
I'm sitting here.
You see how messed up it is.
Yeah,
right.
My family's struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking them to help me when they can't even probably help themselves.
Right.
Now I got to do something different because at the end of the day, I got to do for my moms because she was there for me, you know, and I did the best I can to September 29th.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So it was a hardship that you experienced, and it's you said, you know what, I gotta get my shit together in a way, and gotcha.
Because at the end of the day, look, I could have lost everything. I could have not seen my kids no more.
Right, or if the guy did die, you know, you're right. I mean, it could have been serious. I still crazy that they came at you first, but I mean, at the end of the day,
they put me in the newspaper, everything. Like they try to degrade me, like to like, oh, he's a menace to my society. He's from out of state. He's a flight risk. This, that, and the third. Listen, let me just do my time and get the fuck up out your hair.
That's why I try stay out of the trouble, stay out of the way. It's not worth it, you know. I know a guy, he got into a fight at a bar, just like that old story you always hear. He hit the guy, hit his head, and the guy ended up dying. And it could happen just like that.
Anybody.
You know?
Anybody. And I'm just thankful that it ended up this way.
Yeah.
And not the other way.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So I think it's to me is that God gave me the opportunity again to be like, yo, go live your life, but live it this way.
Right. And you've been doing that.
Yeah, I've been home for 4 years.
Good for you.
To the grace of God.
Right.
You know, I'm working, doing my thing.
Now, my last question before I have some funny ones.
Go ahead.
Do you have any questions for me as a correctional officer? I was working there for about 8 years. Any questions you had for me? I shout out to Norm. He gave me the idea. I should ask this question, and it's a good idea. So,
Norm's still around?
No, a different Norm. Shout out to him. One of my buddies. So, if you just wanted to know if you had anything you wanted to know about jail or anything that you were ever curious about while you were there.
Man, you've been through a lot because, like, you remember.
Yeah.
I gotta go through a lot of shit. And I'm just speaking from what I've done seen in there. You know what I mean? But
especially when you're trying to do the right thing. You know what I mean? And when there's a lot of people not trying to
have you seen some of your coworkers do anything?
That's like what?
Anything.
Well,
ask you anything.
That they weren't supposed to do, for example?
That they're not supposed to be doing while they're working with you on your shift.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Each time was different. The first time I was ready to quit because I saw things that I thought I just couldn't handle. You know, it's the longer you work there, the more you can kind of see things happen that are wrong, but you know, I don't know. It's hard, it's hard to explain. You know, it's not what's wrong is wrong, what's right is right. I've seen guys maybe get spit on and maybe lose their temper.
I've seen a couple of those.
Yeah, I'm sure you have, right?
Remember, I was working downstairs. I remember I had freedom to walk everywhere.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, and then I was a translator too, so I got to go to the doctor, where the nurses be at too.
Down to medical.
Yeah,
right.
down to medical.
Translate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yes, I have. And, if somebody spits on you, is it okay to lose your temper on them? No. But do I understand it? I understand.
How would you react?
See,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a human being, and look, if I'm at Walmart and somebody spits on me,
I'm smoking your boots.
Right. Your boots. And that's what it boils down to. And you have to see when you're there, it's really tough because you're trying to remember that you're at work and there's cameras everywhere. You can get fired and you can end up in there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just like, and then, it could happen to anybody. And, so I always try to do things right. And there were times where I had seen people maybe go a little too far with certain things after maybe getting spit on or whatever. There were also dirty guards, but but did I witness that personally? No. If I did, I would probably turn them in. Depending, I would turn them in actually. If they're a dirty guard, I'm not going to sit there and
cold shit.
yeah. I mean, first of all, if you're being dirty in front of me, you're putting me in a situation. So, yeah. So no, I have, and this is a big part of the reason why I'm even doing this podcast is to shine a light on what goes on behind bars. I want to be able to show that there are two sides to it, maybe even three sides to the in jail. There's the inmate side of it, there's the guard side of it, and then there's somewhere in between. Yeah, like the outsider perspective. Wow. And we're all human beings at the end of the day. The inmates, the guard, everybody, the officers.
Like, my mom was an outsider, and she fucking hated these motherfuckers.
Right. Because
of the situation that I was in.
Right.
But at the end of the day, she knew I did something wrong. But in all due reality, I didn't do nothing wrong. I was defending myself.
Yeah, right.
But to the law, I did something wrong.
Right.
But how about if it would have happened to one of their children?
Right.
How would they react?
Well, and good point, and especially because there are guys who, when I brought this up in the last episode, that they grew up with their parents, and they're let's say they're a police officer now, but they lived with their parents till they were 30, saved up money. They were never in a situation where they even had to commit a crime for any reason. They don't
even know what's to go hungry.
Yeah, they don't even know what's to go hungry. They have so it's a completely different culture from where you are come from. Your culture is completely different from the individual that grew up living with this family and had a good support system and had money and all these things. So there's different levels of opportunities, and that's the whole idea with this, is to just give a better understanding, so that way when there is an individual like that's a police officer who really never can't even wrap his head around why somebody would go commit a crime. This whole thing is that when they sit down and watch this, it's like, hey, that's just another human being who came from a completely different upbringing.
But they see it different.
And see it differently. Yeah. Right.
Well, that's why a lot of shit be going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you think you better than me because you grew up with your mom, your dad, and a great household, money, this, now. I'm getting it from the mud.
Mm-hmm.
I got to build my shit before you even thought about, I'm going to go eat me a lobster. Damn, how the hell I'm going to get that lobster?
Mm-hmm.
I got to work my way up while they just giving it to you on a plate.
Mm-hmm. And now with that being said, there's also the other side of it where there are guys that are in corrections police that came from nothing and had to work extra hard to be where they are as well.
Correct.
And what happens is they get looked at like they lived with their parents since they were 30 and they didn't. They grew up maybe from the same culture as you. And but instead of, they were somehow able to break out of that, and they became so they're also being stereotyped. So after you, I plan on having some police officers on here as well. It's just to give two sides to each story.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know when I was growing up back in the Bronx, I know police officers that work at gang unit.
Right.
And they're really gang members.
Right.
Why? Because they gotta know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I mean?
They grew up in that culture and they understand what's going on, but they just
got to pursue the career, with a life.
Made a different decision.
And it's understandable. It's, you know what I'm saying? Each respects each own.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want. That's your life. You know? So at the end of the day, I'm going to respect everyone and everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got your own thing going. I got my own thing going. He got his own thing going. Everybody got their distance. Everybody going to be cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was good. Now I got a little surprise for you at the end, man.
All
right. So we called this the Fast Five. All right.
Five.
So I'm going to throw 5 random questions at you. Okay. You got to try to answer them as fast as you can. Okay. You ready for this? This is the hardest part of the interview.
Let's go.
All right. If you were given the opportunity to go to Mars on a spaceship, but there's a 50% chance you won't come back to Earth, will you take it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So just roll the dice 50%.
Yeah,
you might be stuck there, but you're on Mars at least.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Got to see what's out there. All right. If you were on death row, throw all that at you. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Could have happened. What would be your last meal?
My last meal? my mother's home cooking.
Have her bring it in. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Some pork shoulders and some arroz con gandules.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
with a little salad on the side. Mom's cooking.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. I have to put that.
Okay. Now this is one because this is gonna be would you rather spend one night in the jungle or 3 nights in a real haunted house? Real ghosts.
Ghosts can't really hurt you, so I'm gonna go in that house.
Okay.
I ain't gonna freeze.
Yeah. Well, right. Yeah, and I heard you don't like the forest too much with deer and stuff. Yeah.
I don't do those. I don't do those.
All right. What's the fastest speed you've ever driven in a car?
100.
100?
Yeah.
Just going down the highway?
Going on the highway. Boom.
All right. And ever race anybody or no? Just going?
Just going.
Yeah.
Just going.
Last question. If there's a spider in your house, do you kill it or set it free?
See, I'm an animal lover, so it all depends too, because my lady's like a little wuss.
Yeah,
so I have to kill it.
I'm scared of spiders, so
you scared of spiders? One right there.
Terrified of. Don't do that to me. I hate them. Yeah, my kids get mad so I have to take it outside, but I'm terrified. I'm like carrying it.
Nah, I probably would have to kill it because my lady. She
yeah.
This shit. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for doing this, man.
It's my pleasure, man.
I really appreciate it, man. This was a lot of fun, you know. So thank you. The prison experience, man. We're gonna get this thing going. So thanks guys for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Boogie shine.